Happy New Year! It's 2021, January 1st, and this is Miguel Solari with the Plastic Free Weekly News Wrap-Up. As I said, I'm committed to bringing you this news on Fridays. At the time when I started that 4 weeks ago, I did not take into account that it would land on a Christmas Day and on New Year's Day this year. So, I'm here, I'm committed. It's a little bit later in the day, but I said I would do it, and I'm doing it. So please subscribe to any links below. Follow my YouTube or whatever you see this. Just follow me if you like this content, and I'm sharing what I read and how I get my info. Not all of it, because I'm trying to keep these under 10 minutes, and it's hard because I just geek out on this stuff. So let's get started. And by the way, yes, this is biased plastic news because I hate plastic and I'm not gonna make any secrets out of it. So this is not like unbiased journalism, it's biased journalism. And also, finally, before I start, thank you so much for everybody who contributed to my plastic store buying from me in 2020. It means a lot, and I'm doing everything I can to improve everything, all the products, and yeah, it's been quite a ride. I can't wait for all the stuff that I'm going to be doing in 2021. So let's get started. Boom, here we go. Da-da-da. There we go. Come on, what's going on? All right, here we go. Phys.org, one of my favorite publications for science. Novel method reveals small microplastics throughout Japan's subtropical region, and they did a study, and here's all the little regions where they did the study. Boom, boom, boom. S7, S6, S8, S4, S2, and S10, and it's just in the island of Okinawa, and they used this guy right here, this dude, to collect 800 liters of water. They filtered 800 liters of water, and then they took it out and inspected it with this light quantum technologies unit. Basically, here it is. Optical tweezers technique, using lasers to hold a particle in the liquid, while the micro Raman technique identified the unique molecular fingerprint of each particle. So, by the way, that's the Raman spectrography or something like that. It's using light, but anyway, that's how they identified the stuff that they found in the placentas. Remember that from a couple weeks ago, the microplastics in the placenta? Same stuff, same technology. So anyway, this study basically at the end says that they found more plastic close to human urban areas instead of industrial, which is no surprise. That's where more people are living and consuming single-use plastic, and Japan is infamous for their use of single-use plastic. Although they have one of the probably, if not the highest, next to Germany, they recycle. Their waste management is pretty unreal from what I've heard, and I cannot wait to visit Japan someday. I really I've wanted to go. It's probably my next on the list. All right, but next on the list, after my first favorite place that I need to go back to, India, which is where I lived once for 6 months, and here is the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. On Christmas Day, he did his speech, and he goes, and by the way, this dude hates plastic. He believes it's a moral obligation for Indians to stop littering and stop using single-use plastic, and he's hell-bent. Since 2018, he's been like pounding the pavement, speaking against it, and enacting bans, and it's been intense. India is on top of it, and I can't wait to go back to it to see if I notice a difference, because when I was there, that was the first place when I walked through a mountain of trash. It was like a village of trash, basically, with a path carved through it. It was nuts. So I can't wait to go back there and see if I see a difference. All right, so he goes, we have to think how garbage gets on beaches and mountains in the first place. After all, it's one amongst us who leaves this garbage there. We should take a resolve that we will not leave garbage at all. Thank you. And I hope our President Biden, when he gets into office soon enough, will also take the same stance against plastic. That means he's going to have to take a stance against the petroleum industry. We'll see if that happens. Living in America. Ow! Alright, here's another one from India, because India's just killing it! This is just basically India's top innovators of 2020, and my favorite one down here, I'm just gonna skip it. These are great, and by the way, all these links are in my below. But Susanna Gombosova and Susmith Susilan, they created a biocomposite made from coconut water. Like, what? I read that like 3 times. Like, biocomposite from coconut water. A biocomposite from coconut water? Yeah, apparently, and they can mix it with sea salt or coconut waste, and they can create like a leather, which is awesome. I mean, I always like to keep up with biomaterials, seaweed biomaterials, mushroom biomaterials. One of the best mushroom biomaterialists lives here in San Francisco, Dr. Philip Ross, and I spoke to him once. The dude is so smart, it's crazy. I can't wait to talk to him again. I'm calling you, Phil, this year. We're gonna talk. I can't wait. You're a fascinating, amazing man. Okay, here we go. Next, here we go. Yeah, this is awesome. Here it is. The year nature bounced back from the Bangkok Post. And if you've ever been to Bangkok, you know that these cats like trash. But in 2020, which we haven't gotten to travel much, apparently it must be cleaner, because according to this article, the nature is coming back, and there's elephants running around in places, the birds are heavy, and the jungles are coming back because there's less tourism, and also because they're doing a lot to protect their environment this time around. And one of the things that happened this year in Thailand is that they did this hardcore plastic bag ban, and just one day, boom, no more plastic bags, all 7 types gone. And this is my favorite picture from that, from Reddit. I'm gonna put this tab right here. These cats were like, on the first day, they're like, what do we do? And here's this dude right here. He has a bird cage. He's like, oh, well, I'll just take my bird cage. This lady right here is like, I think that's like a pantyhose hanger, you know, to carry out her bags of chips, which are in plastic bags. And this dude's got his backpack. That's a no-brainer. Yes, so pretty awesome. But this article ends with this amazing story of how in this park, any tourists that came and left garbage, if they found it, they would mail it back to them as a souvenir. That's so cute. Imagine you get home and that like plastic bag, the chips that you ate, the Frito-Lays, suddenly like, hey, thank you, from the park, you know. Anyway, I think that's awesome. And I think we should have that here in the United States. We should have that in every park. Because sometimes it's sad when I go down the Big Basin or some of the parks, and it's just like, or here, Dolores Park, it's out of control. Okay, let's move on, because I'm trying to meet my time here. Boom. What we got? This one speaks for itself. I'm not going to read it much, but masks add to 6,240 metric tons of plastic pollution to oceans in 2020. And that's just like the tip of the iceberg, because the figure is like 1 dump truck a minute, 24/7 of plastic goes into the ocean. With the pandemic now, I don't know, that's maybe doubled. I don't know, but I'm gonna find out next time. But it's astronomical, so I don't need to read much and say much. That's just something you should keep note. We need a Paris Agreement for plastics. This article is written by this dude Dave Ford, who in May he put together a activist to industry oceans plastics summit, and he had people from Coca-Cola, Dow, Greenpeace, American Chemistry Council, the World Bank, and representatives of 15 million informal waste pickers, and they put them on a boat in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the Pacific garbage patch, to have a summit and go back and forth. And he makes a really great case in this article. It's in the American Scientist about why we need a Paris Agreement for plastic specifically. And how it could be done, and compare it to how these things, environmental acts, how long they've taken it. Like the Paris Agreement took 25 years to get signed. But how can we just take all the learnings from all that and go quicker? There's 68 countries that want something like this to happen, and the U.S. has just been silent, no doubt. Because the U.S. is just, all the major petrochemical companies are right here. Plastic producers, yo, right here. We got you. Capitalism, we got you. Capitalism. All right, let's move on. We gotta move on quick. I'm trying to meet my time. Kourtney Kardashian, one of the Kardashians went plastic free, and she's showing up her fridge right here. Quarantine OCD kicking in, she says, And then she says, I'm making an effort to not buy plastic containers, so to those using boxes, glass, or other plastic alternatives, thank you. And to any plastic I have in here, I won't be buying anymore. So can you please change to no plastic? Thank you. And as you can see, she says that because she's got a bunch of plastic in here, probiotics and everything to keep her looking beautiful. So thank you, Miss Kardashian, for your involvement in the plastic free movement, and I should be sending her my stuff, right? She should. Wouldn't that be amazing, guys? Wouldn't that be amazing, you guys? I'm getting excited. All right, so let's move on. Last one. I'm trying to get under 10 minutes here. The battle over biodegradable plastics. A British company that came up with this. They have vision for plastics that break down into harmless substances, and that is because microplastics from regular plastic just become endless and just become nanoscale, and they can get into now entering human placentas, and that's the problem. But this company has a process called biotransformation that makes a type of plastic that turns into a wax that completely decomposes in 226 days. That's what it said. And that would be phenomenal, because if we had something like that now here during this pandemic, maybe we wouldn't have had so much waste. But the drawback is that it's still single use. It's still a single use philosophy, and I'm personally not for that. I want a reuse philosophy. That's what I aim for. However, it would have been really nice to have that right now in this situation. Can we get the world to stop using, can we get people to stop having a single-use plastic mentality? It's possible. Maybe in 2021. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. And be well. We got this. Have a pleasant week, and I'll see you soon. Peace.